Hey YouTube, you're getting another Roadstar video. This has been like the best guitar in the world, and then it's been hanging on my wall there, and the strings are 6 months old on it, probably maybe even more than that. Just ends up picking up other guitars to play, and then so I was sitting there looking at this the other night, and I was like, no, I'm going to dig it out. I've had a bit of an epiphany with guitar playing in general. Kind of maybe just inspired. I don't know how much of it's. Obviously, there's a personal thing in it. Like, I don't know, something you can't quite nail why it inspired me on this guitar. I don't know. Yeah. So this is a 1986 RG140. Now, I was talking about this the other night. It's like technically the 140 isn't the bottom of the range Ibanez because there was a 110, like a 120, and a 135. So basically, you had a single humbucker one, which is basically exactly the same guitar, but that must be lower in the range because it's got less in it. Then there's like a 2 humbucker and a 3 single coil that are lower numbers. So, but apart from that, it's the cheapest Ibanez you could get at the time. And the numbers don't, although it is an RG140, it doesn't really tie in with modern numbering systems, you know, because you get guitars that I suppose look fancier with higher, you know, an RG300 or 500 and all that stuff. They maybe look fancier, but they're not like this one. This was apparently, I need to find out, there's, so in 1986 they became RGs, were standing for Roadstar guitar, so this is still got the sticker on it, as an RG140, whereas the year before this, the guitar I think was the same. It looks very similar. The RS140, this one still says Roadstar series on the headstock as well. But I was looking up the catalogue for this last night, and it says a new sleeker, lighter body carve. So not sure it is this one, because part of the thing that makes this amazing is the shape of it. It's just, I don't know. It's not. Maybe is it getting a wee bit looking like a Fender lead sort of thing? I think it is smaller than a Strat. I'm gonna knock over stuff if I pick up the Strat. It feels smaller. I think maybe it's probably only, you know, like 10mm here and there, but it's just got a, I don't know, it just sits absolutely perfectly, and it's so easy to play. I suppose the idea was it's like a beginner guitar, so you want a guitar to be as easy to play as possible, and this is the easiest guitar I've got to play out of all of them. I don't know, I can't really say that about them, you know, I was doing everyone should have an RG. They're not easy to play. I mean, it's like, yeah, you can play more on them, but it's like, I'm talking, maybe it's just the familiarity of it. It's got much more of a Stratocaster type neck. In fact, it's basically got a Stratocaster neck on it, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, it's 22 frets, so it doesn't have the 24 frets. But it's basically the same sort of neck that's on like a Japanese Strat from the same factory. You know, about 180s. So it's 86, yeah. So not very different from what you get on an 86 Fender. Because in 86, I don't think they made them anywhere else. I think they were all made in Japan. So that's the neck that's on it. And being the cheapest one, there's a few things that they've cut corners on. You can only get it red, white or black. And the scratch plate is just like a 1-ply, just plain black scratch plate. I suppose it's probably a price concession putting the output jack on the front, because it's probably more expensive to put it on the... I kind of like it there. So I'm not really putting that as a... And that's kind of it. Everything else is top of the range. So it's like, oh, it's the cheapest one, so you put shit tuners on it, yep. So it's got the Gotoh Ibanez Smooth 2 tuners on it, the same as the ones that are on the top of the range guitars. It's got a graphite nut. It's got a very nice rosewood fingerboard. The neck is just, apart from having a dent in it, it's basically a Fender neck in it. It's got a slightly smaller headstock, which I think is, I actually quite like now. There's the Blazers had a bigger version of this, and it was a bit, whereas this one I quite like, and it's body painted, same colour. That must have cost money. Yeah, pickups. It's got an HSS, so it does the lot, but not as just got an HSS. It's got these Super 7s, they're called. I've been calling them Super 5s. They're really, really low on the ohms meter. They're like 4K, and they're meant to be, but they're like 4K. And you're like, oh no, that can't be right. They must sound terrible. You can't have them. Okay, the switch is a wee bit crackly. But it's just so well balanced with that pickup, and that's it's got a. Okay, there's one other. The other thing I did mod on it was it had a push pot to switch in to coil split the Super 70 pickup in the bridge. But the old push you couldn't see by looking at it whether it was on. You pushed it, so it was like you never really knew. Whereas in this one, I replaced it with a modern one, and you can see that that's out because it's sitting up high, and then when you push it in, it stays in. So I can see by looking at it whether it's in or out. Which it annoyed me the other one because it was always a kind of is it what is it doing? Obviously you could hear it. Yeah, so it's got a humbucker in the bridge. Got a distortion. But it's really well balanced like that. So that's the bridge pickup in humbucker mode. And it's like, oh, you won't be able to use the single coil sounds then. I agree. Probably partly to do with that is what the stuff I'm using. I'm kind of using a tube amp and a rap pedal, and I don't want that. That's the sound I want. So it's kind of the fact that it does that is probably to my advantage. I think an RG probably does more. Or sorry, this is an RG. The later RGs probably, you know, the Wizard necks and all that probably are a bit more versatile, but this does what I want it to do. That's what I've been messing about with. It's like, see, in relation to notes, I'm still talking about guitar. I'm not going to start doing this stupid, I'll bore everyone's brains out and sound like a lunatic. I'm talking about the way I'm seeing the fretboard just now. Yeah, so basically the basswood body and the bridge, you'll notice that I was using it. It's like, and so I've only just started the video. Yeah, the bridge is pure amazing. It's the best bridge I've ever seen. It's got the, well, I kind of like a hardtail to be honest, but of tremolo bridges, because it's kind of almost got the range of a Floyd Rose, but it doesn't have the clampy things on it, and it doesn't go out of tune. So it's quite a simple thing, but there's like a metal, you know, you get the ones that instead of being 6 screws, it's 2 posts. This is like the bridge plate is like a blade, and it sits in below this sort of metal thing that's stuck on, so it's kind of like a sort of knife edge thing that sits in a groove, kind of like that. So it's great. It's called is it a pro rocker or a hard rocker? I can't remember. It's actually, it says on it, but you have to take it out to read it. But that's a good bridge. I would worry about the higher up Roadsters if you're looking at them that have got like a sort of Floyd Rose type thing. They're not so good. They were when they were new, but you know, it's now 40 years later and they've been abused, so you can't get replacement bits for them. So even if there's a saddle missing or a screw or anything like that, you kind of can't replace it. I was thinking you probably get away with normal saddles on this, because this has fancy saddles on it, but it's also got a strange way of putting the string in. You put it in from the top, right? So whatever saddles you have to have a hole in the middle big enough to take the ball end of a string through. So if you can get that, Maybe even if you just got like, what ones? Actually, I wonder if that's why they're like that. See the ones that, these aren't the original ones to this guitar. The ones that were on it were rusted away. You see the ones that look like this, that sort of shape. Maybe that's why they're that sort of shape for this sort of thing. Those saddles would work on this guitar, and you can still buy them new. So yes, don't worry about it as long as you've got the bridge plate, and you know the bridge plate and the block and the bit that it fits into. Don't worry about the saddles. Not the same for some of the other Ibanez bridges at the time. Mind you, 1986 was quite a good year for Ibanez. I've got the 530, which is much higher up than this, but it kind of got quite a lot of the same bits and very similar. I kind of like this one because it's cheaper. Also, the single coil pickups are just stunning. I mean, that's obviously get coil spots as well. It's just so, I don't know, something about this guitar is, it's just so easy to play. I don't think the action's particularly low on it. Maybe the action isn't very low on it, and that's why I'm finding it easier to play. Maybe I've been setting the action too low for myself. Action set where I like it, sort of 1.25, 1.5 mil. That's about right. Yeah, you totally. Oh no, I want hot pickups. 4K. Don't know, it just does it. And these are the ones that are they're Super 7F, and it's F for flat, as in it's got like. This is 1986, so EMG pickups were the thing. So this one and the one I've got here, it's like, oh, we need to have coverless, you know, pole-less covers. Basically, the pickups are just the same. They just put a cover over the top of them. Make it look like EMGs. So this one's kind of got like a sort of, from certain angles, people look at it and go, up here, oh, look at him up there rocking with just a single humbucker. What a dude. And then it's up here, I know, I've got the sneaky kind of hidden because they don't have pole pieces, you can't see them. I find it an awful lot comfier to play than... Maybe it's just because I'm more used to it. It's got a bit more of a vintage feel to it. It must be very similar. I've not played one yet. Did try it. The new Yamaha Ibanez AZ range. AZ. Them. They're kind of this. Where it's like, not quite an RG, but I think they're kind of a bit more... You know, a bit strattier, basically. So it's the ultimate sports strat. Yeah, so there's the end of the video. Now I'm going to talk about what you might hear my guitar playing change a little bit, doing really stupid things that I'm going to be shit at for a couple of weeks, but there's something in here. So I was trying to work out